Welcome to Inspiring Teachers, a show bringing you classroom tips, motivation, and stories from successful educators. Join Tavis Bean and Danny Hogger as they explore the why of teaching.
Oh, wow. Welcome to a Monday edition on a holiday weekend of Inspiring Teachers, recording in advance for January. So Chris has joined us now in a time warp where we both exist and don't exist. And at any moment, a Marvel character might do a snap. We can't mention which one because of the new copyright issues. But Chris Anderson is here, Tavis Beam and I, and we're talking science and we're talking excitement. Chris, how's everything going for you?
Man, everything's great. I can't wait for the Star-Lord to pop over my shoulder. Oh, wait, sorry, that was...
It could be a different character for us.
Right. You know, it can be, oh, yeah.
I think with you, you'd probably go Star Wars, right?
I'd probably go Star Wars. Yeah. Star Wars or Star-Lord, anything with the star, I'm pretty much into.
Star Trek?
Yeah. Middle school, Chris Anderson was really into the Deep Space Nine, Voyager era.
They would have been friends, trust me.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Cincinnati's most passionate science explorer. He loves bringing his educational adventures to everyone in a variety of sources, and he's doing so many different programs that Chris, we're curious about what's coming up with you and how did you get started exploring your city and bringing that to the world, because it's a great window to what your town has to offer as far as science. How did this all get rolling?
Yeah, that's a good question. So when I was in the classroom, I really liked showing this segment on PBS Nova. It was like a couple shorts, like 30 to 90-second shorts. It was called The Secret Life of Scientists, and each scientist would have a couple different video clips, and they would explain their weird hobby, because scientists can kind of have some weird proclivities. And then they would talk about the research and what inspired them to be scientists in the first place. And I thought that was a really great way to kind of pull the curtain back from what scientists actually do, and it humanized them, I feel, especially with students. High school students, they sometimes think scientists are old, crusty people in a book, and they're not active in the field, and they don't they don't really exist. And they're more ideas rather than people. So I'd been thinking about that for a while, and I wanted to do something really local here and focused on the research that's happening in our area. So I got connected with a professor over at Northern Kentucky University who does electronic media and broadcasting. And he was a great person to bounce some ideas off of. And it's actually produced by NKU students. That's directed and edited by them. I kind of organize and oversee the project, but it's a student involved, I would say, /led production. So we're sharing the good news about all the scientists and researchers that are here in Cincinnati, and then it's a teaching tool, so both as a video and it gets people college students real experience.
I would imagine a lot of the scientists are eager to take a part of this, be a part of it.
Yeah, most scientists they want to get their word out about their work. So I think any opportunity that they get at that, they kind of jump to. A lot of times I just emailed someone. it just took a cold call, and for the most part, people have welcomed us into their labs and their worlds, and it's been really great.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
it sounds like a lot of fun.
We really enjoyed watching the videos that you posted on Twitter, and we look forward to the content. What has got you most excited about this project?
I think just getting kids aware that this is a career path. I think what's cool about the series is that it's turned out to be something that's fun and entertaining, but you're going to learn something. And I think just talking to all the different scientists is really, really cool. We were really lucky to get a whole diverse array of people who their backgrounds are diverse, but also their fields are diverse. What the questions they're trying to answer are all different. We had a paleontologist, and we've had a geneticist, and we've had someone in the conservation field, and then engineers. So it's been a really cool variety of different stuff, and it's been really fun to get to know those people and to showcase their work.
It's really valuable to have a diversity of scientists as well, so students can see themselves of students of different background.
Yeah, we still got a long way to go in that realm. And I know in our production, it's something we want to highlight more in this upcoming season.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something that we're definitely aware of, and we want to make sure that kids can identify with the scientists that we get to feature.
When you think back to your childhood, were there some scientists that combined media and education who were on your radar, and then maybe you're trying to channel a little bit with, of course, your own uniqueness and experience?
Kind of like your muse, like your creative inspiration. I mean, I think anyone of our age, it's hard not to say Bill Nye. So, and just because he was kind of in everybody's science classroom, but I'll also, like, Alton Brown was a really big influence on how we kind of put these together. Not just the setup, but kind of how we attack some of the production stuff, because he's really good at making the food chemistry, the food science thing very digestible to people.
I see what you did there.
When I was watching a YouTube clip the other day, a Steve Irwin clip from Late Night came on, and I remembered how much I missed him and how much I loved seeing his smile all the time.
Yes. Yeah, Steve really brought that childlike wonder to everything he did. And the world's a little less bright with him out, but man, he really did inspire a lot of people to go into not just taking care of animals, but the idea of protecting areas for those species. So I think sometimes as science teachers, like we say hands-on, but that's a pretty big umbrella term. I think we say experiment, and it's not always an experiment. Sometimes it's something the kids are doing, but they're not testing something.
It's a demonstration.
Yeah. And it's not even just like, oh, it's a cookbook lab, but like, are you testing two variables, or are you just observing something? And it's not that those things don't have their place. Those are really important too. And on the other end, like, not every week or everything needs to be a big giant project. And your STEM projects, also, like, you don't need to build a robot for a robot derby in every class. Like, it doesn't need to be that level of stuff. Like, you can do a small engineering project and it be very accessible to kids. So I think when we're talking about teachers and how they need to think about how they set up their classroom, like, the kids need to be doing experiments. They need to be testing things. They need to be answering questions that don't have a definitive answer. And it's hard. It really is hard, because it takes a lot of extra work and a lot of extra prep. But the magic there, where the kids are so engrossed in what they're doing, like when they're so into it that, like, going to lunch or like skipping class, go to the bathroom for 10 minutes to get out of it, like, time itself stops, because they're so into what they're doing. And like, to me, that's the magic of science class. It makes it the best class kids can take, is because that you don't have it. It's not that the other subjects don't have it, but it's not like science. It's not like right there in front of you.
It's so inherently interesting. I taught biology and earth science for many years, and it's not hard to get buy-in to science. All you got to do is come in with a good attitude, and you can get the kids pretty quick if you're into it.
Yeah, and I think that's what I tried to do in the classroom, is like to get kids as excited to learn about stuff as that same sense of curiosity as I had when I was a kid, because I wanted to read and do anything science, like anything I was into, and I wanted to give my kids that too in the classroom. So this is kind of what we're doing in this project as well. We're just kind of doing it at a different scale and through a different medium. Yeah, well, we do a bunch of different updates on all the major social media channels. So, and that's at Sci Around Cincy, and all our videos are free, and all our each video is also paired with a classroom resource, so you can connect what the kids will get to watch in the video to what they're learning in class. So, and all that lives on sciaroundcincy.com.
I love it, man, and I hope you inspire other people to do this in other cities, because imagine the wealth of knowledge and resources that would really bridge our cities together if we were all doing this and learning more about the world that we live in. So, Chris, thank you so much for joining us on Inspiring Teachers today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
For this year, whether it's science or whatever it is, we thank Chris, and we'll see you on the next edition. Until then, class is dismissed.